Hi, my name is Jan Libbinger. I'm from Bark Unlimited Organics. Today we're going to do a bit of an experiment this time, and we will take some nice sandy garden soil and improve it with our Bark Unlimited compost, and we'll do a little test to see which one of the two, the one without the compost or the one with the compost, will hold the most water.
Refresh your garden with the Bark Unlimited range of top quality organic products. Bark Unlimited Organics. Refresh nature.
We've got these two systems set up here, and we've got two funnels. They're exactly the same size, and we've got two measuring cups in the bottom to measure the water that's going to drain through the soil and the compost that we're going to put in here. We will take an ordinary coffee filter and put it in the funnel in order for the sand not to fall through or to wash out once we put water into it. So the one funnel we will fill up with plain garden sand, and this is a bit dusty. You can see it's nice and dry. We will use all the sand in our container. So once we've leveled this out, we'll move on to the other one. Also place a piece of filtration paper in the bottom, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to take our sand, exactly the same sand, and we're going to mix it with the Bark Unlimited compost to equal parts. We're going to empty the container of sand into our wheelbarrow. Okay, so we're going to take our Bark Unlimited compost and fill the bucket with the compost, so that we've got equal parts of compost and sand. And we'll just level this out just to show that we're not putting in more compost than sand. So we'll empty this onto the sand, and we will mix the sand and the compost. Like I said, this is equal parts, so it's 50% sand, 50% compost. And we're going to mix this properly so that it's mixed very evenly, and then we'll take this mixture and put it in the funnel and fill it up, and then we're going to do a very, very interesting experiment to see which one of these two is retaining the most moisture, the most water, and this will give us an indication on how much water you can save. And you can actually see by looking at this, the sand has just changed color slightly, but you can't really see the compost anymore, and although we put in 50% compost, it seems to have disappeared into the soil. And you will also notice that it's not dusty like the other sand anymore. The compost made it slightly damp, which is an indication that it's already got a bit of water retention in it. So we'll take this mixture of ours, and we're going to put this into the second funnel. Alright, so we're going to fill up the second funnel with our compost and sandy soil mix, and we just need to get enough in there. Okay, so now that we've leveled this out, and it's roughly about the same amount of soil that's in the first funnel, we're going to add some water to this and see which one of the two has the biggest water retention capacity. So we'll start off on the sandy soil, and we're slowly but surely going to try and saturate this sand with water, and this is a 2-liter bottle, and we'll see how much water gets retained by the sand. And you can see the sand, although it is bone dry, immediately soaks up the water like a sponge, and this will actually try and drain right through. And if you put any fertilizer on sandy soil and you put water on it, the fertilizer will immediately be absorbed or diluted with the water, and it will move with the water through the sand. And we're going to put this whole 2-liter bottle of water on the sand, and hopefully it'll drain out the bottom, and we can see how much drainage we get from this amount of water on this quantity of sand. And if you look closely, you can see the water draining through the sand inside the funnel. So our 2 liters of water was just enough to saturate this amount of soil, and what we will do is we want some drainage to come through, and we'll add another liter of water onto that same funnel. Okay, and you can see we've got our first couple of droplets coming through, and we will add the whole extra liter of water, and then hopefully we will get a good measurement on how much water will actually drain through the soil. So now that we've added all the water to our first experiment, we're going to start adding water to the second funnel, the one with the compost and topsoil mix. Okay, and you can already see how the water is draining through the funnel, and you can see the dry compost and soil in the bottom and the wet compost and soil in the top. Alright, so we're just going to add the extra liter of water now that we've added the first 2 liters of water. So we'll add 1 more liter so that both these funnels had 3 liters of water for this experiment to show the water retention capacity of the soil with the compost. And you can see the water is already starting to drip out the bottom, and we will just give it some time to properly run through the soil and the compost mediums. So we can see that the one with the sand only, the water that ran through is about 950 milliliters, and you can see that the water is fairly clear, which is also an indication of very little nutrients in the water. And the one with the compost, you can see we've got about 825 milliliters, and the liquid is darker in color, which also indicates that there are more nutrients in the soil. So we have a better water holding capacity of about 125 milliliters on the same quantity or the same amount of soil. And it might not sound like a lot, but in a garden where you've got much more soil than this, it all adds up to a huge water saving by adding compost to your soil. So if you found this video interesting and you found the information useful, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. For more information on our products and our compost, you can go to our website at www.barkanlimited.co.za.
Refresh your garden with the Bark Unlimited range of top quality organic products. Bark Unlimited Organics. Refresh nature.